Hello everybody and welcome to Ascent number 13. We're on our way up the North Hill and you might notice a change today in our little dog Lucia. So Lucia has had a long-awaited haircut after months of lockdown, and there's a link to what I want to talk about today, which is how in a Davis program for maths difficulties, for attention mastery, or in a Davis autism approach program, we investigate and master the concepts of change and consequence. Now, last time we were standing at that wonderful exhibition, planetary exhibition down at the Well, and we were looking at how in a Davis program we master the concept of time. But time doesn't really make sense without this group of concepts that are even more fundamental than it. So if we think of time as a process of measurement or a flow, then it's a measurement or a flow of what? It must be the flow of change and how we measure it. So in Davis, we look at time as measurement of change in relation to a standard, as we said last time. But in order to fully appreciate that, we need to understand how change is what Ron Davis sometimes calls a God's law. So it's a kind of a fundamental law of a physical universe. God's law in the sense that if you're going to create a universe, you wouldn't be able to do so without the concept of change. And change is perhaps one of the first phenomena that a very small child will start to recognize. So parents, for example, playing peekaboo with a child, the child loves the fact that mummy's or daddy's face is there, and suddenly it's not. And then it's there, and then it's not, and so on. So change is very fundamental to our understanding of the physical universe. And we visit or we revisit the idea of change with certain types of clients that we work with. Mastering in clay this idea of change just simply as the idea of something becoming something else. And it can be a very simple model showing an everyday change where something becomes something else. Then we explore in the environment, we look for examples of change. And then when change has been fully addressed and explored, we look at consequence. Consequence being something that happens as a result of something else. And then we're looking at the kind of the Newtonian principle of action and reaction, of cause and effect, of things making other things happen, which is again fundamental to the way that change happens in our physical universe. And again, that's mastered and explored in clay. It's explored in the environment until it's kind of recognized as something that is very fundamental, very simple, and very universal to the world. So what we're doing is we're adding these little pieces of conceptual knowledge, wisdom, understanding to the identity of the people that we're working with, so that we can start to see the world through the filters of change and of consequence, cause and effect, before and after. That can be very important to some individuals. For example, a common phenomenon I've seen in individuals with ADHD, with attention-focused difficulties, is that if you don't fully see the relationship between cause and effect, which essentially is another way of saying you're impulsive, then reactions that you get from other people to things that you are saying or you are doing, sometimes negative reactions, will be processed or perceived as unprovoked aggression. So if you can't make a connection between what you do and what happens as a result, then the world can seem very unpredictable, very harsh, very scary in certain ways. And so working with these concepts is a huge step towards giving individuals with attention-focused difficulties, with autistic difficulties, a greater feeling and sense of control and understanding of the world around them, and towards making the world a much safer place for these individuals.